as of about 5 minutes ago. So that was off my end. So if you're looking to sell, call me. The number on the screen. But we closed on our Danville office. So we actually got possession. I went there today, which we're excited about that. We've been in Danville now for, I guess, 2.5 years maybe. We've been on the second floor of the Chase Bank building, and there's no signage, no nothing. So we've been doing the absolute best we can. But now we're going to be in the shopping plaza where the Danville Bowlerama in the bowling alley. So that's where we're going to be at. So we should be able to get a little bit more attention out there.
That's what is it? Greenleaf? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Greenleaf Shopping Center. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the newest Greek restaurant, I don't know if you've been to the Greek restaurant yet, but when you pull up and your car is parked right in front of the Greek restaurant, there's a little causeway right there, and we're the first three offices on the left hand side.
Yep.
So
got you.
So we're excited. We're excited to start the renovations. Of course, at Realty World, my broker Stephen Dow, he makes everything top notch, makes the offices look really good, and so we're starting to do that. We're hoping to be moved in with all repairs done, all the upgrades, the updates, make everything look real nice by October 1st.
And so, that is Danville, Kentucky, not London, Kentucky. By the way, no,
that is
no pun thrown at Stephen for that one.
Did you see your Facebook Live? Yeah. Said, here I am in beautiful London. I'm in Danville. I'm in Danville, Kentucky. Yeah, Danville, Kentucky. So there's we've done quite a few deals locally in Danville, as well as the surrounding counties. I've sold property everywhere, I believe, but a lot of people, like a lot of the lenders, the title companies, they're like, where are you at again? So now that we're actually going to be recognized, or we're going to have a storefront, so it should be a game changer. And we're actually going to bring something new to Danville that I'm about 100% sure, not 100, I'll go 99.9. It's called a window vision system, and I think we're going to be the first business to even offer that, real estate or not real estate. But basically, whenever you call me to list your property, I get to take the listing back and I print off a one-page paper that has your information on it. It'll have like unit 1701. So I'll put these all in front of this window. There's a bunch of little slots. Well, then when you walk up to this window, even if my office is closed and nobody's there, say it's in the afternoon, late evening, whatever, if you want to go look and see what properties I got listed, you can actually go up and touch the window. And it's an interactive window. It's called Window Vision. Right. And you can right there, you can be sitting out on the sidewalk, enjoying your cup of coffee, whatever the case may be. And there'll be a speaker overhead and it starts telling you all about the property. You can scroll through, look at pictures. If you want more information, you can put it like there's a button on there. You can click, reach out to the real estate agent. It'll shoot me an email that you're interested. I'll call you the next day, talk to you about it. So it's pretty cool, and I think we're going to be the first one in Danville to even offer something like that, no matter what the industry is.
Cool. That's kind of better than the old box that you used to rent those movies from. You know,
yeah.
Go over there and scroll through the movies and see which one you want and see the cast and all that good stuff. So
yeah, so that'll be another thing that I get to offer from my sellers.
Cool.
Whenever they call me to list their property, I'll be able to showcase their home through the window vision system. So even if nobody's there, if somebody just want, like if they're at the Greek restaurant, they need to stand up and walk around a little bit or something while they're waiting on the food, they can actually just go over there and interact right with the window vision system.
So it will be there at the new office there.
Yeah. It'll probably take up 2 windows. It's in totality, it's a pretty big system, pretty big setup.
Right. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of the newest, latest and greatest information. We're excited about the window vision coming to Danville. We're excited about getting our own office that we've bought and paid for. So that's cool. We're gonna get our own little office space. There's no more elevator, no more side door, plenty of parking. Loving it. So hopefully we can get a moving van up in the Danville market. Right now, our moving van sits at our Somerset office, even though all of my clients get to use it. But I'd like to have one in Danville so that my clients don't have to travel to Somerset to pick it up.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, Curtis, I'm gonna put you on the spot here for a minute,
okay.
because I know it's something that's probably needed. No joke. people probably are needing a kind of refreshing on some stuff. But on your second, let's see, third, I think it is. On our third episode, you spoke to the buyers on the buyer side of things. What's it looking like now? Is it still going strong? Is it something that they need to be looking at differently, or what? And I'm going to guess that's my boy there, so we're going to go ahead and bring him in there. We'll come back to that here just in a second.
That sounds good.
And I'm going to see if we got the caller on with us.
Hey, Butch.
Hello. Hey, how you guys doing?
That's him. What's up, man?
Not much. Y'all doing all right?
Doing good, doing good.
Are you at an inspection right now?
No, I'm doing a little work for myself right now. I just got off building a little garage, putting a little bit of metal on it.
Sweet. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad to get you on here because, as soon as I get a buyer, the first thing we do is got to negotiate this offer to get it accepted, right? And then the next step right after that immediately, because typically that's your first timed sensitive thing is an inspection and the negotiations of that inspection. So I appreciate your time and willingness to jump on and kind of explain some steps, what you do and what an inspection does and what it's for. And then I'm just going to echo some of the good points about, why they're important and why it's really the only surefire way to know that you're buying either a house worth of money or a money pit. So, but I appreciate you jumping on, man.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
Willing to do whatever we can to help.
You want me to moderate, Stephen?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just
okay. So to anybody that's listening, if you're thinking about buying, one of your most important things, in my opinion, above everything, is a home inspection. If you do not have a home inspection, that's your option. You don't have to have one. But if you're my client, me and you're going to sign a document saying that you waived that home inspection because 5 months down the road after you close, if something was to go bad, I'm going to need that to kind of rely back on and say, hey, we talked about a home inspection. They're typically anywhere between, I'd say, $350, $550, something like that. And when you're looking at a 30-year mortgage, that's cheap money to know that you're buying a good house. So, but anyways, I wanted to bring on Butch. He's done a lot of inspections for me. He's with Sizemore. What is it, Butch? Sizemore Home Inspections?
Superior Home Inspections.
Superior Home Inspections. And how can they reach you? If there's any realtors watching that don't know you, or if there's a buyer that's needing a home inspector, how can they reach you?
You can call me or text me at 606-312-9561. Visit my website, superiorhomeinspectionsky.com, or you can reach out on Facebook.
Or Marco Polo, or whatever the case may be. So there's all different avenues.
Marco Polo. If you can't get a hold of me, something's wrong.
That's right. Or if you need that numbers again, y'all, if you don't catch it, you need Butch's number, you reach out to me. I'll gladly share it with you. So, whenever I'm sitting down with the buyer, they want to know what all an inspection entails. So without going through the whole scope, how would you best describe in a roundabout way what the totality of an inspection would be?
It's pretty much just a snapshot picture of the home that day at that time. Home inspection is a visual inspection. Me personally, when I arrive to the property, I'll start with the roof. I'll do the roof, then I'll work my way down to the exterior. I'll go inside and do all the interior. And then the final step will be the crawl space or basement, whatever it has. But we're just mostly looking for major issues. I'll put a lot of different things in my reports. But, basically, what you're most worried about is anything that's going to cost you a lot of money to repair. And we'll check out the siding, the roofing, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, pretty much everything that's visible, we'll check out. I myself use thermal imaging camera with all my inspections. It helps me find some issues that you wouldn't have otherwise found. But there's a lot to it. You definitely want to get a home inspection. I've read and seen way too many horror stories of people waiving an inspection and a month later and be in a world of hurting.
I'm just going to ask this real quick, Butch. As far as like, if you ended up signing the waiver and you didn't get the home inspection, do you ever get calls to go back to homes afterwards? I mean, is it just completely out, or is it something that they call and get into something different? I'm just kind of being kind of dumbfounded by it, but I don't know if there's ever been a situation that they end up calling you and saying, "Hey, I need one." Does that ever occur?
It has happened a couple times. Once they sign that waiver, I don't know what they're, what they can do or what they can't do. But I've had a couple call me that waived the inspection and wanted me to come out and look, to give them an idea of what they were looking at and move into the home. A week later, all the plumbing's backed up. Can't take a shower because the waste water is backing into the shower, and just a lot of different things.
Yeah, and that's one thing I kind of talk to sellers about, because from the buyer standpoint, the inspection's a twofold system, right? You're either going to know, hey, I still want this house because everything seems to be in pretty good shape, or two, OMG, I need to back out of this so that we can go somewhere else and find a different house because there's way too much money and way too many problems here. And now in the middle of that, it's kind of like a gray area, right? There's not like a significant issue, but nonetheless, it's still not where it needs to be. So at that time, that inspection becomes a negotiable item. Buyers can either get the house at a cheaper rate. They can ask for, certain repairs to be done if it's a certain loan type. The sellers can agree to compensate like an HVAC guy with the funds at the closing table so that once that buyer closes, the HVAC guy has been paid. So then they get to come in, HVAC gets refixed or gets replaced or whatever the case may be. The buyers don't have to pay for it. They just get to oversee the job being done. So it's a great tool nonetheless. It can be used as a negotiable item. It can be used as a reason to say, hey, this is not the house for me. We need to keep looking. Or at the best case scenario, you just found out that you're buying a house worth the money that you ain't got to put a lot of money into in the next 5 to 10 years. So
exactly. I think just a lot of sellers, they don't want to spend the money, but a pre-listing inspection would be ideal to do, and that way you're not, you say a buyer comes in, you do a contract, they come in and do their inspection, their home inspector comes in and finds this, that, and the other, all these issues, and then you're faced with that headache of having to renegotiate or get someone in to do repairs. But if you would have had a pre-listing inspection and kind of caught it ahead of time, it could save you some money in the long run.
Right. Now, Butch, is there so they can reach out to you and just when they call you for a pre-sale, like you're saying, just in case that something happens, at least they get kind of heads up. But they also that is also in a disclosure form, I guess. Curtis, am I right about that? That helps with the disclosure and saying that you're not trying to hide nothing. You know that there's this or this is wrong with it, but instead of doing that and having to disclose that, you can also disclose the fact, yes, this has happened, but we've got this fixed. It has been inspected, and we've had it fixed. And I'm taking it, maybe, is there a possibility that that even after you do a home inspection, the repairs are being made? Do you get calls back out again to clear those inspections?
Some do. Some inspectors do. I personally quit doing re-inspections because it's hard to tell after everything's covered up, how it was done. Pretty much all you can say is, attempt to repair has been made. I recommend to buyers all the time to get pictures before, during, and after, invoice and receipts.
Right.
of the repairs and make sure it's, you know, a reputable company that done the repair.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that varies between home inspectors.
So the pre-listing for everybody listening, whenever Butch said pre-listing inspection, basically I'm gonna use a scenario like Butch is our inspector, Steven's my seller, and I'm the listing agent. Of course, that's Curtis Brown selling town. Hello, but I'm gonna go to Steven. Steven's gonna call and say, "Hey, Mr. Curtis Brown, I've seen you already done $12 million real estate this year. I want you to come list my house." So I'm going to come out there, talk to him. We're going to go over everything about this market, how much I can get him, all of the good stuff as far as listing it. But another avenue we're going to start talking about is, hey, have you ever thought about doing a pre-listing inspection? So what that is, before we even go active on the market, Steven, you'll pick up the phone, call Butch. Hey, Butch, I'm getting ready to go put my house on the market with the notorious Curtis Brown, and I need you to come inspect my house. So when Butch comes, since Steven's the one that paid for that home inspection, he gets the report. And at that time, he can be so proactive that it's worth every penny of it. And the reason why, if Steven finds out right there and then, oh no, I got a leaky faucet in my crawl space. Well, one, he may not even known he had a leaky water in his crawl space. So two, if he don't sell it, at least he just saved himself from getting mold under the house. Plus, that's something that a buyer is absolutely going to ask for when it comes to negotiating that inspection. So if you've already done a repair, that's just one less headache we got to worry about once we're under contract. So it's worth its weight in gold, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can save yourself a lot of headaches. Yeah, you do have to disclose it, but if you get ahead of the game, it can definitely save you a lot of trouble and can save you money. A buyer come in, have their own guy say it's going to cost this much to fix it, and if you would have known about it ahead of time, you could have got your people out there, give you a price to fix it, and might have saved some money there. You just never know how it's going to fall.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have known it was in a real estate transaction. So the charge may have been a little bit less.
Right. Well, and that's one thing, when you're thinking about selling, if you're not going to sell right off the bat, like you said, I mean, if you go ahead and get that home inspection for the pre-sale, hopefully with using Curtis Brown, obviously it won't last over 6 months, or it wouldn't even last over 6 days. But anyway, most of the time. But if it was to go on the market for a while and people are still shopping around and finding the perfect home, but it might save you in the long run by just getting the stuff fixed for yourself. Especially if you don't know anything about anything when it comes to your homes. And we kind of depend on those people to kind of take care of us, to show us what's wrong and to help us out and get it fixed that way.
Right. So as far as that disclosure, you got to fill out what's called a seller's disclosure. And most people don't know this, and I don't start throwing legalities at future sellers, right? Because that's just not how I run my business. But in Kentucky, we're Commonwealth state. It doesn't matter if you use a realtor or not. If you're selling for sale by owner and you do not have that buyer sign your seller's disclosure where you have been as honest as you can be, there's nothing that protects you for the next 5, 10, 15 years if something was to go wrong. Even if you're selling it to a family member or friend, everybody's good, right? Whenever we're in love, oh, we've got to buy your house. Okay, well, when that roof costs you $20,000, the first thing a lot of people try to do is, how can I get somebody else to pay for it?
Yeah.
So if they can go back and say, well, you knew about this when you sold it to me, then you're just at the mercy of the courts at that point. But that seller's disclosure, there's 4 options: non-applicable, yes, no, and unknown. So if Butch comes in and does a pre-listing inspection and he notates something, hey, you got a bad floor joist. Well, if you fix that on that seller's disclosure, we get to mark because it says, has there ever been a problem? If so, has it been corrected or not? Yeah, there was an issue. I had a floor joist on a pre-listing inspection, repairs, and I got the invoice to show off. Right. So it's just the proactive side of it. You're so good. And on the flip side, if his pre-listing inspection is all green, then guess what you get to do whenever we market your house? We done had it pre-inspected and there was no issues.
So that's premium cost.
Well, it's premium value anyway.
Well, I know back in 2019 when I purchased this house here, actually that's one thing that we done in negotiation of the sale or the buy rather was we noticed that the roof was older. It had some damage to it. So that was one thing that I ended up getting. I got a new roof and the new HVAC system because of the shape that was in. So it was all based on, you know, a lot of different information and a lot of different things that we've noticed and got those corrected. So it was a help to have the right people in the right place at the right time, and we ended up getting a fairly good deal on it. And like you say, I mean, well, 20 grand might have been pre-COVID. I don't know what it would cost now to put a new roof on, and or a HVAC system. I know what I usually pay for people to put them in, but I sure would hate to have to do it myself.
Kyle Settle said, "Steven, I think my AC is down. Can you help a brother out?"
I guarantee it.
Okay, so Butch, so you come out, you do your home inspections, and you send the report in. How does the buyer? Of course, I know the answer, but I'm just trying to get the information to the viewers out there. How does that buyer decipher? Like, you have a method, you have a red, yellow, green. Do you have moderate, necessary, immediate, no issue? Like, how can they decipher your reports?
I have three different settings. I got one that's highlighted in blue, maintenance, safety upgrade recommendations, FYI, just for your information. I've got a orange, which is moderate to things that need, repair, replaced, or further evaluation. And then I've got some that's labeled red, that's for safety. It's a safety concern that needs to be fixed right away. And that's how that they can decipher what's most important. But by all means, if they see something in this labeled blue that they consider more important than I did, they're more than welcome to put it in their repair request if they want to. But that's how I have mine labeled out. And the orange and red goes to the summary, the blue doesn't. But it's pretty easy to understand. It's all written out. You can view the full report. You can view just the summary only. Just a lot of different options. It's all digital. It's all web based.
So the summary. So whenever you send over your 18-page report or however many it is, if the buyer's not interested in reading everything, if they just want to know if you found anything bad, if they click the summary button, that's where all your yellows and reds are going to be, right?
Right. It's highly recommended to read the whole report. Just it's got a lot of good information in it for you if you'll read the whole thing. A lot of people don't, but it's definitely recommended to.
And I already know this answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. If a buyer can't really make heads or tail of it, can they call you after they've got the report and kind of go over it with you, and you'd be willing to explain some things to them?
Exactly. They can call me. I've started recommending that if it's any, at all possible, to come to the inspection. If they can't be there during the whole time, or at least show up towards the end, because it's a lot easier to go over things face to face than it is over the phone, or looking at it on a computer or a phone. And we can go over the summary before we leave the property.
Okay. Yeah, I tell my buyers that it's highly encouraged. I'm not going to show up. So that's one thing I do for how I run my business. I don't want anybody thinking that I've swayed an inspector and appraiser one way or the other. So by all means, I'm just a phone call away to any of my clients, inspector, whoever. But I don't show up. So how I tell my buyers, I'm like, listen, take your lawn chair, because of course you don't want to spread out on the seller's couch, right? Take your lawn chair, sit in the driveway, sit in your car, whatever the case may be, and just tell the inspector, hey, we're here. If you find something that's that you're going to put red or yellow on the report, just call us in, because then right there and then you can show it to them, explain what this is. They can see it with their own visuals, and right there and then they can make a decision. Hey, that's something we're really concerned about, or hey, that's really not going to hold me back from buying this house. I still want it, and then after that, go back to the lawn chair, because you're paid to do one thing. They pay you hard-earned money, and then they're asking you to come in and fully inspect this house. So I just tell my buyers, I'm like, just stay out of the way. but just be present. So if you want to look at something, there ain't no better time than right there when that inspector's shining the light going, you see that? That is not right.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how I tell them, but that's good. So once they get the report, if they need some further explanation, they can give you a call and you'll go over that with them. And then at that point right there, you've done everything that you're supposed to do, because then it comes back to me. So for you buyers listening and you don't really know how an inspection works, this is your first time. Once Butch comes out or whoever, once you get your report back, me and you are going to sit down. We're all going to look at the report together, and I'm going to fill out what's called an inspection repair list. Anything that we cannot live with, we're going to ask for either seller to fix it, compensate for it, pay for it at the closing table to be done, lower purchase price, however we need to do it according to how, whatever the client wants. And then we send that over. Because the way real estate is, if you do not send that in, then after that deadline expires, we take the house as is. So inspections are very important, and they're a good tool. Definitely good knowledge right here. That helps a lot. All this explaining.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it kind of puts it in more of a perspective for people that may or may not know the ultimate benefits of having a true home inspection. And
right.
Yeah, it's good knowledge, and again, Butch, if you've ever watched the episodes, that's kind of what Curtis and I are wanting to do is bring all the knowledge that we can from the realty world to the people, and let them find out all the details as much as possible. And but we do, and I want to get this right. Did you say it was Superior Home Inspections? Is that what you were?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Superior Home Inspections.
And so it's Superior Home Inspections, Butch Sizemore, 606-312-9561, in case you missed his number.
Ooh, got you scrolling marquee, Butch.
We'll scroll that across the screen there where people can look at it there.
I'll take your screenshot and send it to you. Hey, Butch, and real quick, we won't keep you. We don't like dragging this out. We won't be on here as short as time as possible with the most information. As far as reaching out to you one more time, and then what else do you offer as far as real estate needs?
I also do photography and videography. We do a lot of real estate properties, do weddings, special events, a lot of different things. It's called Butch Sizemore Productions is the name of the company. I really enjoy doing that. I actually enjoy doing that better than I do crawling under houses.
Guaranteed.
But, the same phone number, 606-312-9561. You can go to the website, butchsizemoreproductions.com. Reach out to me. I'd love to work with you guys any way I can, help any way possible, and appreciate the good deed you guys are doing, getting a lot of information out in front of people. And that's the only way you learn is nobody's perfect. We don't know it all.
Right.
Like I tell all, if I don't tell you, I just forgot. People that I work with, if you're going to move in, you're going to find things. We can't find everything. There's things that you're going to notice after you get moved in. But the main thing is to not miss anything super major. Yeah. That's what a home inspection's for. But yeah, we do photography and videography, and do that as well. So.
And you're over in London, Corbin area for sure.
Yeah, right? We're based out of London, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
But we travel everywhere.
And I've had you come about everywhere too, I believe.
Yeah, I think you need me in a place right now.
I do, by the way. So realtors, if you need a home inspection put on your list, get Butch's contact information. Buyers, whether you're my client or you're not my client, if you do not have a home inspector you use, call Butch. He'll give you an A+ inspection. I guarantee that. And brother, I appreciate your time, man. Hope you and the missus are doing good.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate you guys, and thanks for having me.
Butch, it's good to have you. Again, guys, it's Superior Home Inspection, Butch Sizemore, 606-312-9561. Butch, we'll let you off the line, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right, you guys have a good weekend.
You do the same.
See you, man.
Bye-bye.
Well, Curtis, that was some very informative information there to send
Good
out.
stuff.
And going back and like you say, we want to kind of don't drag it out too long, but going back to this kind of led up to all this, kind of going back to the old question that I had about the buyers. Right now, they've got all their information, actually buying and selling on his part. But right now, what is it like for the buyers? Or is everything still looking good? Is it something that is looking to change, or how's the market going for on the buyer side, and what does people need to do to get ready? And I know obviously today's the day,
Yeah.
so kind of can you tell us any information? What's the latest on that?
So, my job as a realtor is to be informed as much as I can be, so that I can pass the information to my clients. And so I watch people. If you're the smartest person in the room, in my opinion, find a different room, because there's no growth if you're the smartest.
Right.
So I try to listen to people that's more knowledgeable about real estate than I am. The stock markets especially, because I do not understand the stock market. I just know it directly affects a lot of things. So as far as where we're sitting right now in this current thing, if you're waiting on the prices to go down to buy, you're never going to buy a house. It's
Right.
just like if you're waiting on the perfect time to have a baby, you're never going to have a baby. There's not a perfect time, right?
Right.
If you're blessed enough and a kid comes in your life, that's a blessing. Whether it was planned or wasn't planned, it's still a blessing. But then right there, it's wheels on the ground. You learn how to become a parent real fast. You also
Yep,
learn how to
absolutely.
operate on lack of sleep. But it's same way for buying a house. If you're waiting on the market to come down, it's not. And the reason why that is, what mainly contributes to this kind of market is inventory, supply, and demand. So you got to look at the millennial generations, which is my generation. There is, I think 35, 37% right now in the United States, which is a lot of people if you figure out the population in the United States. There's that kind of percentage that's in the niche market right now to buy a house. Okay, so let's just do a little Lincoln County. If there was 100 families that need to buy a house, there ain't 100 houses for sale.
Right.
So the supply and demand is still there. And the fact that they're already forecasting a 5.41% appreciation year over year for the next 5 years, that means the home values are going to stay up and keep going up. Right now, interest rates are still running around the mid fives. I know that's not a 3, you guys. I understand that. But that's something like milk and eggs. If I knew eggs was going to be $8 a carton, I'd bought 5 million cartons right when they was 99 cents.
Right.
But the rates are still good compared to, they're not an 8 or a 9. So it's still a good rate. So if you're looking to buy, you're still not going to find a better time than right now. If you're looking to sell, I just went over it. If there's 100 families looking and there's 5 houses for sale in Lincoln County, that means there's 95 families that ain't going to have a house to buy. So it's still a great real estate market. Just give me a call. Let's talk through it. I'll walk you through it. I'll stay right beside of you the whole way through the process. Make sure you understand everything. If you don't know, or if I can't get it through, we'll go to somebody else and say, hey, can you explain it to both of us? Because if I don't know it, I'm willing to learn it. So
Right.
The market's still good, man. Buyers are still good. There's, I would say now more than ever, if you're looking to buy, when you're talking to your lender, just from a few different things that's happened in the last week or so, not just directly with me, but with other agents, just stories you hear. I would sit down with your lender and make sure they go ahead and get all your paperwork in the first thing. Your taxes, your W-2s, all that. Get all of that filed. Get that lender every bit of information they can have on you, because then if they say you got the green light, let's go house hunting, then you know something's not going to pop up 3 weeks after we're under contract or something like that.
Right.
So, but the market's good.
Good deal. Well, if you're ready to buy, get the ball rolling. Call this man right here, Curtis Brown, selling the town, 606-669-4638. All things real estate.
That's right. And I got about 7 houses going to be cracking on the market probably within the next 7 days. So,
Well, I think it's about time. Maybe this time next week. Actually, a day earlier because we're a day late this
We
week.
are a
But
day late.
anyway, but next week we might dig a little bit deeper into that and go back into some of your listings and kind of share with the folks what you've got out there. And you never know. You know, somebody might be watching live or watching later that strikes an interest and they see a little lovely house they would like to call a home, and before you know it, you get a phone call and you're under another contract.
I got some good ones. Still available.
It's all you hear when you're on here. It's a ding and boom, and it's just all the time, and it's nonstop. So, but you can't complain. You know, that's
No.
what you're in the business for, and more power to you. You know, that's what you do. But on the good side of things, every ding and every boom, that's another family that you're helping, and that's the best thing about it. You know, obviously, you know, like we've said in the past, you know, everybody makes money. Everybody's in the business to provide for their families, but with that being said, at least you get to do is help those families out, getting their forever homes and helping them out selling the house, their current home, so they can get to their forever home.
Yeah, I think we're somewhere around 110 families since I've become a realtor. So, and here,
Well, that's a few of them.
A lot of that's why I ain't got no hair left. The last few has been first time home buyers, man. And listen, there is nothing more special than that right there.
Yeah,
ain't no more special. That first home for that couple, it's phenomenal.
Well, it's like that on their side as well. You know, when you buy your first house, I know Crystal mentioned that back. I think she was 21 when she bought her first home, and you know, I mean, that's just it's just something to be said. It's an accomplishment in life. It's going to your first job interview. It's getting your first car. It's getting your first house. You know, it's all those accomplishments that's exciting. And you know, obviously your mortgage is going to be probably the biggest purchase of your life and the most important. Yep. And so that when you land that, it's a big accomplishment. So it's something to be proud of on the buyer side and the seller side and the real estate agent that's helping them along their way.
Yes, sir. And CMC Studios Productions.
That's right.
Well, you playing as big as part in it as me.
That's right. And I know we want to take that on there. By the way, in case you don't know, this is CMC Studio Productions.
There you
go. Give us a call for all your media needs, 859-324-5533, and we'd be glad to help you guys out in any way we can. Well, Curtis, it's been another good one, and I think we can just get planned for better and better, more exciting things, and we won't say everything, Candace, but we won't say everything that we're working on, but you never know. So just stay tuned. I mean, something's got to hit big. Something's got to make you just right over the top. So
there may have been a celebrity in Stanford, Kentucky the other day, y'all.
It very well could have been. And, you know, you never know what path leads to what roads, leads to what highways, interstates.
That's right.
So you just never give up, and that's one thing, you know, like we was talking about. We actually, me and you both kind of forgot last night.
We did,
but it's always on my mind because, you know, it may only be a few people that's getting this, but when you wait a few days, you'll start seeing those views go in there. So you know people's watching, you know people's grabbing that information. So, but you never know.
Yeah, so, Cameron, I can't wait.
So more and more are coming. So we're just we're excited. We're excited to be anything we can do, and you know, anything that you do on your side.
That's good.
More power to you. Well, Curtis Brown, Realtor, Realty World Down Associates. Curtis Brown selling the town. 606-669-4638. All things real estate, buddy. It's been another good one.
Been a good one.
And
thanks, Steve.
We appreciate you bringing on that caller and letting him give us some information and guiding us through some of the things that that the people may or may not know. So kind of give us some more information. So until next week, I think that's a wrap for this week. And guys, I guess we'll see y'all next time. Curtis, we're out of here, buddy.
Music. Pregnant music. Hey,